Bonjour. That's all you'll hear from me in French, so sorry for that. But hello and welcome, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm just kidding. Today my name is Anna Bátki. I work for Bitrise, and today I'm going to share you what we've learned in a survey. So I'm going to talk about how you can compare to others in mobile development, DevOps performance, productivity, and maturity. In my almost 5 years at Bitrise, I've learned that mobile is unique, with unique opportunities and unique challenges. And well, everybody's wondering, what are the others doing? What are they doing differently? What are our strengths and weaknesses? Or what are my strengths and weaknesses? Do you know how to compare to others? Or is there a tiny bit of doubt here and there with a tiny bit of imposter syndrome? Okay. Well, we want to fix this. And so this is why we've launched a survey called MODAS. MODAS stands for Mobile DevOps Performance, Productivity, and Maturity Assessment, and we've left out a couple of letters because we can't just pronounce this. That QR code makes it available to you too, so if you're really bored with my talk, then you can just fill it in, but you can fill it in later too. And then we have another version of this survey here at the booth. Yeah, that's me pointing. We have stickers, and you can do the voting for the bigger questions. So if you haven't already got your hand on a couple of stickers and done the sticking, then please, after my talk, go there and use them. This survey was actually launched on 1st of April, and today I will be able to tell you the preliminary results. So what we can see so far. This is so fresh that I actually got the data on Friday, wrote the speech on Saturday, so it's not going to be like flowing that effortlessly as maybe other people's talks are, but I'm making my best to share the most interesting insights of this session. Okay, I've told you about the boost, that's very important. So, the survey is divided into 5 parts. And each part has a mandatory performance metric question. Those are listed here. So the 5 parts are creation, testing, deployment, monitoring, and collaboration. And then each section has a number of optional questions where you can pick some more answers. And well, the whole survey, surprise, surprise, assesses how you and your team perform in these areas. About the respondents so far. We have more than 1,000 responses. We had, because today a lot of you have already filled it in, so it might be some more, but like it was over 1,000 respondents when I got the results. 61% had a native iOS app, 56 native Android, 24 React Native, and 16 Flutter. And if you add all that up, that doesn't make 100. And that's because people could choose multiple platforms. So it's not my fault. As for company sizes, half of the people work for companies that were between 11 and 250 people, and all the rest people were just distributed evenly. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. And the top 3 categories that they develop their apps for are business, finance, and health and fitness. From this point on, I'm only going to talk about results that had anything to do with Android, so we just left out iOS for the sake of this event. We also try to define a group among the people who answered the survey, top performers, or we can call them cutting edge if you want to be really, really fancy. What we did was we picked from each category those who performed the best, and we defined top performance by, so like everybody who excels in at least 3 of these categories, those are the top performers. From this sample size, from the Android sample size, that was 16%. And I don't know if you like see the the Wordle style illustration of these categories. So everybody who had 3 greens or 4 greens or 5 greens, these are the top performers. And what we learned so far, here's the QR code again if you want to take a picture. About creation. What's so funny? Oh, really? Okay, go on, sorry. Oh, I love this part very much. Can I move? Okay. So, creation. The first mandatory question was, how long does it take for a scoped feature to be deployed to the app stores? Now make a mental counting of your last project, please, and try to place yourself somewhere. I'm not going to ask, don't worry. So, about 32% said that it takes from 15 to 30 days to deploy a feature, and 33 that they could deploy it between 31 and 9 days. People who are quicker are only 22%. Does this surprise you? Not somehow, please? No? Okay. Okay. And when checking how quickly they can deploy new versions to the app stores, that's quite similar. We check how top performers manage their dependencies, and they tend to audit and update all their dependencies regularly, or so they feel. Because this is self-reporting, you know. And those who are not in this group are more likely to do it less frequently, meaning about 50%. Testing. Think. Approximately what percentage of your releases are hotfixes? I can hear some laughter here and there. Okay. On average, 24% of respondents' releases are hotfixes, and we checked the median too, it's 16%. And the data person just smiled at me and said that it's less than 50%. If we're doing the standard deviation and all that. I'm not a data scientist, but I trust her. What's interesting is what top performers do differently, right? And probably everybody is interested in what should I do to be better. And top performers are more likely to use automated UI tests, contract testing, and snapshot testing. And what's interesting is that they are a tiny bit less likely to do static security analysis. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but that's what's happening. Also, do you trust your automated tests? Because top performers do. They are more confident in their automated tests before a release than the other companies. Top performers mostly focus on unit tests, automated UI tests, and code coverage analysis. And a third from here and there and there. What's also try to test on as many devices as possible. If it's not available, then they are trying to test on the most popular ones. And basically they test more and more broadly. This is what we could see from the data. Deployment. Well, how frequently do you deploy new versions of your app to the app stores? Which color is it for you? Is it under 7 days or more frequently? Up to 8 to 14 days? Or the most popular, every 15 to 30 days? Oh, I wish I could hear more from you. I'm very interested. Come talk to me after this. Okay. Delivery velocity. Top performers are more likely to deploy a new version of their app in under 14 days. 34% of them under 7 days, and 42% of them under 2 weeks. I have very little time, so I'm just going to show these to you, and then I have to move on, unfortunately. But if you check out top performers, which are the red ones, and average companies that are the blue ones, then I'm sure you can see the difference. Another pain point coming. How manual or automated is your release approval process today? Only 8% says it's fully automated, and then almost 50% says that it's mostly automated with a single press of a button at the end. Okay, somebody releasing it. And what is interesting is that if it's, oh, no, sorry. What is really interesting is coming here. No, I'm sorry. So back to this, I'm lost. Yes, I wanted to say about this, okay. So I wanted to say that if you add these up, like 82% of the top performers release pretty quickly. And either it's fully automated or somebody presses the button. And then if you check out the numbers at the manual or automated release approval processes, it says 8.2 is under an hour, which can happen in two ways. It's either totally automated or somebody does it by themselves and just pushes like release whatever. 15% said fully manual approval. And also, it's interesting that we have 15 there. So it's either what I said, somebody doing all the publishing or not. We need more data to validate these correlations. Can you please fill in the survey? Thank you. Okay, bug fixes. How does it take to release a bug fix? It's for 35%, it's less than 24 hours, and 42%, 2 to 3 days. I think this is quite okay. And I'm pretty sure you are interested in what practices lead to this, these quick bug fixes. Well, surprise, surprise, automated crash reporting and application performance monitoring. And again, top performers do more of everything. This is like what we saw in the data. Okay, I've compared top performers to average companies again. See, it's top performers doing a tiny bit more in each of the columns. And another surprise, no, not really, is that when it comes to collaboration, top performers are way more satisfied about how they can collaborate with other parts of the company. Product people, UX people, everybody else. So if you're not a developer, but like somebody leading a team, maybe you should focus on good relations with everybody else in the company. Maybe that makes sense. Okay, this is so complicated, but I'm gonna shorten the answers here. So, which of the processes do you utilize today? The first one is basically alerts on Slack or Teams or whatever. The second one is having product impact demos, which actually make a difference. Cross-functioning teams are similarly available in both company types, and a tiny bit more from formalized planning processes in top performance, but the real difference is appearing to be notifications and alerts set up. Okay, top performers also know what they are doing, and people value what they do, which is, in more fancy terms, they can relate business impact to what they are doing, and they also do what was envisioned, so that what the product team initially scoped out. And I don't know whether it surprises you or not, but top performers also tend to reuse tools across multiple teams. So maybe it's not such a good idea to let everybody do whatever they can. These are the preliminary results. So if you know better, fill in the survey and make us say something different. And as I've mentioned, if we have even more results available, then we are going to be able to define the stages of mobile DevOps maturity. And then my hobby horse is going to be analyzing the difference between native and cross-platform development, because I think that that's also very interesting for a lot of people. But so far we don't have enough data for that. So I could say stuff, but the data person said that I shouldn't be talking about it because the data sample isn't big enough yet. So please fill in the survey to have even more data for us. And then we'll set up a landing page for this, and once we have proper benchmarking for everything, then if you fill in the survey, you're going to get automated responses on how you're doing in mobile DevOps. And my time is so much up that I have to thank you for listening to me, and have a lovely day. Also, please come talk to me. If you want any interesting details or you know better, please come and talk to me. I've just been told that I have the time for one question. Does anybody want to ask me anything publicly? Am I discouraging? No, really. I mean, I'm happy to answer questions, so if you have any. Okay, then thank you so much.